In today's video, we're going to be focusing on the exact steps, my few step process in order to practically and properly love yourself in all the possible ways that we can here in this human existence. But if you're new to me, first and foremost, my name is Brandon Tobias. Who am I? I'm an intuitive healer and a spiritual coach. I've been practicing this professionally for the last 5.5 years. And now my mission is here to be here and teach us all about how to use the power of spirituality to change your life. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's subject, which is going to be using or understanding the power of self-love and using this power to heal yourself and optimize your life. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, understanding self-love and what this is. Okay, first and foremost, what does it actually mean outside of what you might have heard before this video to love yourself or to practice self-love? What it means is that you know and understand that you are a being here on earth that deserves love in every way, shape, and form, and practices the act of giving yourself that love and all forms of love, respect, appreciation in every possible way, every single day, as consistently as you can. Okay? Now, what this doesn't mean, quite simply, is simply saying to yourself, I love myself, I love myself, I love you, myself, Brandon, I love you. Okay? That's maybe one form of it, but that's not exactly what it is or what we actually mean by self-love. Okay? And when I say we, I mean me and God, or me and my higher selves and guides. Okay? Because I am a channeler. So I kind of work on both worlds here. But what we mean is you having natural innate desires or characteristics within yourself, right? You as a human being, you want or you are certain things. And self-love would be you recognizing that you have those desires or those wants or those needs, and you practicing the ability to take action, okay, or to rest in the knowingness that you deserve or you are worthy of, or it is okay, giving yourself permission to go after and to attain and to also receive those things that you want and those things that are important to you. Okay? This is the actual true, like in a very practical way, meaning of self-love. It's saying, for instance, I know that in myself I'm built to want or desire a certain thing in my life, or to be a certain way in my life, or to have certain things in my life. And therefore, because I'm practicing self-love, which is also self-appreciation, self-gratitude, okay, self-generosity, all of these things are like, they can be covered by the umbrella of self-love, right? So just know that self-love is the umbrella that covers all of these other different terms as well. All these other different terms feed into self-love, right? But it's the practice, getting back to the original point of saying, I am built, I want this particular thing. Because I practice self-love and or self-worthiness, self-appreciation, I give myself permission and I feel deserving of going after to be and do and have that thing in my life. Okay? And you can take this philosophy, you can take this concept, and you can apply it to any area in your life where you feel unfulfilled, or where you feel something has not been given to you, or you've not been able to receive something that you really want in your life. Okay? And if you do this and you look at your life right now, and you ask yourself this question very honestly. And sometimes, by the way, just a quick disclaimer, we're not honest with ourselves, right? Sometimes we have to get that out of the way first, and we have to say, what do I really want? Okay? What am I really going for in my life? How am I really built to be in this lifetime with my needs, wants, and desires, which may be different from what I tell myself that I want, or I think that I want, or I've been told by others that I want, right? So you got to first separate those two things. But once you get to the root of identifying what that is, okay, you can now start to look in your life what has been held back from you, okay, what you don't have, or what you yet at this moment in time feel unfulfilled with, and you can trace that back to the root within you of needing to practice more or additional self love in that area. And that is a channel message for whoever watched this video. Okay, that's the actual energetic root. And I'm going to say this, it may not seem like that, right? You may call me crazy. Rightfully so. I wouldn't blame you if you're like, well, Brandon, what do you mean? Like, I do love myself, but yet I don't have everything that I want in my life yet at this moment in time. But it's not because I don't love myself. And I would say, go into the root of that particular thing in your life, and that could be a variety of things, whether that's love, whether that's money, career, family, whatever it is that you really want or you're built to be or do in this lifetime, and go to the root of that and really examine within yourself, take the time to examine within your soul, um, how worthy and how much permission and how aligned you feel with having that thing, whatever it is that you don't have that makes you maybe feel like you're incomplete or unfulfilled, and seeing how worthy or how aligned you are with receiving or having that thing in your life. Okay. And examining that and seeing where the gap is. Okay. And what I want you to do, and the one thing you can take away from this video if you want to practice this, is you can look at every area in your life. Like, you can even write this down if you want on a checklist. Okay. And look at every area of your life and look and just examine and say, well, what are the things in my life that I want right now that I don't yet have, that because I don't have those things in my life, whatever that is for you, I feel unfulfilled or I feel incomplete. Okay. And instead of just saying, well, it's not, the time yet, or it's not, for me, or it's this or that, or, God doesn't love me, or whatever excuses people make, you can actually look and say, all right, here's the checklist of things that I feel, if I'm honest with myself, I feel incomplete about, or I feel unfulfilled about, that I'd like to attain in this lifetime or have in this lifetime that I haven't yet. And then go into that list, and now you'll be able to go into yourself and examine exactly where the gap lies between you and your feelings of self worthiness or permission or alignment with having that thing, and the reality of you not having that thing yet in your life. Okay. Okay. And so the hardest thing to realize about self-love, right? Because we all want to make it really pleasant and really joyful to feel self-love, but the reality of self-love is sometimes it's not joyful. Sometimes it's not fun to experience. Sometimes it's not even entertaining to experience this, because self-love inherently involves looking at the gaps between what we want and what we feel that we genuinely want, if we're being honest with ourselves, and where we actually subconsciously don't feel like either we can have that thing, or we deserve having that thing, or that we're able to receive that thing or go after that thing in our life. Okay. And then basically looking at that gap between that reality and what the reality is in you right now, between the thing that you don't have that you want and you where you're at, and then closing that gap with love, with love. Okay. With love, with appreciation, and with shifting that belief or shifting that truth within you in whatever way, shape, and form, to then be in alignment with the belief and the feeling that you actually do really feel aligned with that thing, or you feel worthy of receiving that thing right now in this moment in time. Okay. And this is you know, this is a very deep exercise. This is a very intimate exercise. This isn't just kind of thinking about it, right? And many of you might say, well, I'm going to think about this and kind of try to mentally examine this from a logical standpoint. And what I'll tell you is, logically, it's not going to make sense. Logically, it's going to seem, you're gonna say like, oh, I do feel worthy of that thing, or I do, know I'm aligned with that thing. But then deep inside, there's a different subconscious truth that you got to go looking for and examining. Okay. So to put it bluntly, the act of self love, or what self love really is going in within yourself. The practice of self-love is going in within yourself, identifying these areas where the gap exists, closing the gap between what you want and what you believe is for you or true for you or possible for you with love, okay, with appreciation, with self admission and self adherence, okay, and shifting that gap or shifting that belief to say, to feel, I should say, to feel like, yes, you really do deserve to have that thing right now in this moment in time. There's no energetic blocks to that thing. Okay. And continue. Here's the other thing, continuously working to do that every single day, consistently, for as long as it takes to actually have that thing in your life. Okay. Now, I want to give some examples to really ground this down for those of you who want to practice this. Okay. And this video is meant to be an actual guide that you can take this information, this free information, and go practice it right now today. And I promise you, if you do, it will change your life. Okay. And what I'm going to say is, you can say this is manifestation and all that stuff. It's all law of attraction. It's all related, right? But the truth is that this, you can make big energetic shifts on a daily basis and just instantaneously, right? But the biggest things that you want and the biggest things that you might not have yet take time. And it takes consistent energetic shifts and work and self-love in the way that we described it, not in the woo-woo spiritual way that people say. Okay, in the way that we described it, in order to receive the things that you want. Okay, so let's say love. Let's take love for one instance, because I know my audience is, mostly here about love, right? That's what I channel for. If you want love, if you want the love of your life, to receive love, to be in love, to, be in union, be together with your person generally in this lifetime, whether that's a soulmate, twin soul, whatever it is your situation is, that's one thing you're going to have to look inside and say and ask yourself in this moment in time. You would ask yourself, if you don't have that right now and you want it, you want to practice this act of self-love when it comes to love or relationship, you would ask yourself, hey, soul of mine in this moment in time, where and why? And you can also say, God, please reveal, or God, I command you to reveal inside of me in this moment in time the exact area where I don't feel in this moment worthy of receiving the love or the relationship or the person of my dreams that is perfect for me in this moment in time. Okay. Okay. Good. Where is it in my life and why? And where does that exist also in my body that currently in this moment prevents me from receiving or being involved with the love of my life? Okay. And receiving the love of my life into my life at this moment in time. That's just one instance for relationship. Let's take money. God, in this moment in time, please reveal, or I command you to reveal in this moment in time, God, on behalf of unconditional love, exactly where or why I don't feel worthy or aligned with receiving or attaining money and or my dream career or purpose right now in this lifetime for the highest possible good. Okay. God, please show me the gap between the money or career that I want and the purpose that I want, the livelihood that I want, the inspiration on a daily basis that I want. Please show me the gap between that and how I truly feel about myself having that thing, okay, or what would happen if I were to have that thing in this lifetime at this moment in time. Okay. All right. And you can use that energy, right? As I'm speaking, this is also meant to be an incantation. So if as I'm speaking, you can actually feel or allow these things to come up in your subconscious, in your soul, okay, in your belly, so that you can, like, you can either, if you want to write them down, or you can recognize them mentally and you can go, okay, those are the things that God and the universe is showing me right now that I need to close the gap with, or to heal, to be energetically in alignment with the thing that I want. Okay. So the whole point of this exercise and how to practice quote unquote self-love properly is getting yourself in alignment, energetically speaking, consistently on a daily basis with the things that you want in your life. Okay. Now, again, as we mentioned, disclaimer, the bigger the thing that you want, the more time it will take for the energy work that you're doing to actually align you with the physical, real, tangible thing that you're wanting to have in your life. And this is the process of manifestation. Manifestation is actually the reality of manifestation is an act of self-love. And I'll give you a concrete example. We always look at I'm sure many of you have seen The Secret or The Law of Attraction, and you've seen those videos with Jim Carrey. He wrote a what is a $1 million check on his fridge, and he looked at it every single day. He was just doing this. He was just practicing self-love. That's literally what he was doing. It's the same process. Is every day. Okay, he'd look at that check, and every single day he would convince himself a little bit more that he was in alignment with that life or that money or that receiving that thing, right? That he was closer and closer and closer every day to becoming the person worthy of receiving that thing. Maybe he didn't realize that that's all it was, is just him believing he was worthy of it. But what happened one day when the energy was complete, the energy work was complete, and he really did at some point believe he was worthy of receiving that, whatever that was, $1 million check, $10 million check, it happened instantaneously, right? So if your manifestation hasn't arrived yet, all it really honestly is this simple, is the energy work that you're required to do to be completely, fully in alignment with feeling worthy, 100% worthy of receiving that thing or attaining that thing is just not complete yet. Okay? Or there's barriers, there's gaps holding you back from that thing. Okay? Okay, let's take one more example and then we'll see what comes through after that. Okay, and the example I'm going to use in this third example I'm going to see what many of you watching are looking for. And it feels more like a not even that, like, so this first one was relationship, the second one was money, right? Really boiled out to money. The third one feels more like a purpose. Yeah, like an inspired purpose each and every day in every single way, right? So if you were going to look at that and you were going to say, God, please reveal to me in this moment in time the gap, what keeps me now from feeling worthy and aligned with having or being inspired on a daily basis with my purpose here on this earth, okay, in a way that is going to keep me happy and inspired and purposeful and really feeling aligned with my truth here in this lifetime. Okay, God, please reveal to me the gap between that life or that way of being and what I believe or what exists within me now, or what's holding me back from stepping into that particular energy. Okay. And when God, the consciousness of the universe, okay, this is why we're working with the consciousness of the universe, by the way, the energy of God, what I refer to as God, reveals that to you, now you can also look at and say, okay, interesting. How can I love or appreciate myself in a way today, right now, to help me feel worthy and inspired and aligned to have that life and that lifestyle right now? Where is it? What is it inside of me that's holding me back from feeling like I am completely worthy of living a daily inspired, purposeful life that keeps me happy and sustains me for a lifetime in this moment in time? Okay, what is the gap between that perfect life, God, and what I am in right now, or what exists within me? Okay, and how can I step into that? Okay, what part of me do I need to love or appreciate or clear out to step into that more fully? Okay. Okay. So, as you can see, self-love here is just energy work. Okay. Now, really quickly, to really share some additional details to help all of us understand, or you watching understand, how this works. And again, I've been practicing intuitive healing and spiritual channeling and coaching for now 5.5 years and way longer before that. So this is where this comes from. So if you're wondering where this, is coming from, it's coming from that, from creating real results in my clients and myself and in my experiences, okay, here with people on earth, okay. And it's been a trial and error figuring this out, okay. But I really want to dive into really quickly what is energy, okay? So you understand it from a mental perspective so that when you're saying these things, when these things are shifting within you, you understand what's actually happening, okay? Couple things you need to understand about energy work and what this is doing is energy is the precipitator to the physical reality that we all know, love, and experience. In fact, the reality is everything that you see here, right? Everything that's solid, everything that's real, tangible, okay, is made of energy. Like from an atomic viewpoint, right? If you're looking at the atoms and the protons and the neutrons and everything in between, if you go really, 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 really deep into what it actually is, like what physical matter actually is, it's actually in motion. It's actually motion. It's like energy in motion. Okay. E equals mc squared. Okay. Energy equals mass. Uh, um, Mass squared. I forgot the formula. I said this formula before, but equals mc squared. What is equals mc squared? Energy equals mass times acceleration. That's what it was. Thank you. Acceleration squared. Okay. So mass is just energy in motion. Okay. So the other thing you need to know, so that's what energy is. It's just mass in motion um, that we have, that our physical body is made up of, that the physical world is made up of. The second thing you need to know is that you watching, your conscious soul is what we refer to as the consciousness of God. Okay. You are that. So when we say and when you request the consciousness of God or God's energy, so God, you heard me say, God, I command you here and now, or God, please help, however you like to do it, what feels better for you, requesting or commanding, you have to know you are commanding the energy that flows through everything in the universe to shift and change on your command. And that you have the right to command that energy because you are it itself. Okay. So your voice or your intention, it really doesn't even have to be voice. Like Harry Potter, you know how they can say the spell, but they don't have to when they get advanced. They can just intend it and it works. Same thing. Okay. So you can, with your voice, you can articulate or command how the energy wants to move. Okay. With the consciousness of God or with the energy of God, working with the energy of God to shift these things. And I promise you it works. If you actually say it or intend it with the energy of God itself, specifically, not just you, but God itself, you will feel actual tangible shifts in your body. You will feel tangible, real, physically palpable shifts in your body. And I used to go live and do this live on stream. Got to do it again, but people would feel live shifts in their energy and physically in the real moment as we would do this healing. So you don't have to take my word for it. You can try it and do it yourself. And basically, if you understand that and you actually practice this or try this on yourself, what you'll find is that you can shift your energy in a way through the consciousness of God, through the energy of God and your command of it to be instantaneously, at least for the amount that you're allowed to that day, in alignment with the thing that you're looking to have, receive, or attract into your life. Okay. Now, again, as we mentioned, the bigger things will take time. You're not going to just, I don't think at least, I've never seen this, but you're not going to just instantaneously do this incantation, have it work within you and feel the shift and then receive whatever that is the next day. I mean, maybe that's possible. But in my experience, what I've seen is if you do that consistently and daily, every single day for, the long term, or however long it takes, that is what allows you to actually get or receive what you want. And if you are doing that, also, you will get confirmations along the way, okay, that the thing that you're looking to manifest or receive into your life is on its way to you. So you'll get ever greater confirmations that you're on the right track, you're doing the right thing. The energy work within you is aligning towards the thing that you want, because whatever the thing is that you want, the energy of that is starting to come in, right? It's starting to align with you. And now, because it's starting to align with you, you're getting more and more proof or confirmation that that thing is on its way to you. Does that make sense? But you'll only receive that, right? You always talk about angel numbers and signs and confirmations and synchronicities. All that is, you don't know what that really is. Okay, that is you aligning with the right energy of your destiny, or the thing that you want, or the thing that you're telling God and the universe that you want. It's you, the universe and God and your angels are saying, "Hey, good job, keep going. You're aligning with the thing that you are telling us that you want, right? Um, Over and over again." And so we're sending you this confirmation. That's what angel numbers are for. That's, if any of you have seen angel numbers for years, like I have, you'll know it just means, oh, I'm on the right track. This is all part of the plan. And the manifestation, or what I'm trying to go be or do, is coming to me, and I'm getting a confirmation of that. Okay. So this is how you know, we're saying this so that this is how you know you're on the right track. This is how you know what you're doing is working. Okay. Um, no other reason but that. We're saying that this is how you know the proof's in the pudding, as they say, right? Is the proof is actually tangibly coming to you. And you'll know, like, if you do these exercises consistently and daily, and then you get those signs, you're like, all right, it's working. Which means that you're taking the steps, right? You're going up the stairs, you're taking the steps to then actually be fully in alignment with the thing that you hope and want to receive in this lifetime, that you haven't yet already, that might be causing you to feel incomplete or unfulfilled as of this moment in time. Okay? So, um, please ask your questions in the comments below. Um, and I want to hear what you guys think of this, and if you've tried this before, I want you to try the incantations if you haven't already. Um, and the last thing I'll say for those of you who are going to try this is the key to it, and this took me years, okay, to understand, is that in order to do this, you have to be willing also to let go of any, like, fear or hatred or abandonment wounds, when it comes to working with the energy of God, the Father. Okay. God is it. It's a masculine energy. This is not. I'm not a religious person. I love religions. Like, I think there's a lot of truth in religions. Particularly Christianity has a lot of truths that, as I've worked with the energy of God and Jesus and the angels, like, it's matched up a lot with what the Bible says. Funny enough, so there's a lot of truth in religions, right? Particularly Christianity, I would say I align with really well. But if you were raised, as I was, Catholic, with a lot of hatred and a lot of human interpretation and a lot of human projection coming through the religious text and all this stuff, and you've grown to have a big wound or hatred against God, you are cutting yourself off, my friend, from the greatest power, not only that you are, but that you have at your disposal to literally change your life and shift your energy every day, okay, um, into being alignment with your path. Last thing I promise, because I'm very passionate about this, as you can tell, is this isn't just go for manifestation. If those of you who are sick, or you need healing, or you are in pain, or you have a chronic illness, okay, this is what you need to do. This will heal you too, okay? And I've literally seen it happen. I've literally had testimonies of crazy things happening, things like cancer, things like not being able to have a proper cycle, woman's cycle, for 13 years, turning back on, like crazy things, okay? Because the shifts inside of the body, it's just energy, okay? So you are learning to become in command of the energy within your body. And this video is here to help you take command of that. And so if you also need to heal this and you're like, well, I didn't know this was possible, or how do I do this? Then you do the same thing with your illness or your ailment, your sickness, and you go in and you feel that. And then you, at the same time, ask God, you say, God, here now, I command you to show me the root of this illness. God, here now, I command you to show me what this illness really is and what it means and why it's here. Okay. And I command you here now to remove it, God, for the highest possible good. Okay. If you want to understand all of it and you want to go through all of it, just know, and again, this is not just hearsay, like I've lived this, I've healed myself, all the stuff, but you can actually heal yourself fully by doing this. Okay. So if you have questions about that, please let me know in the comments below. I do hope this video is helpful for all of you watching it. It is a little bit different from the usual types of content I put out here. So let me know what you think of it, what you feel about it, if it's helpful for you, and if you have questions about how to do it. And I look forward to reading your responses and your comments below. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure, if you are new to me, to hit that subscribe button. If you want more content and more guidance just like this, hit that like button so you help me out in the YouTube algorithm, and leave your experience in the comments below. I love you all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.